Hey guys, Drifter here. Welcome to Ghosts in Depth. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about the M9A1 handgun. This is the very first in the series of weapon reviews. We're going to start off with the pistols and do them kinda sorta in order. I thought I'd start off with the M9A1. The gameplay that you're going to be seeing is me using the M9A1 in a variety of situations. Some of it's going to be longer gameplay as I sneak around and flank people and try to get longer kill streaks, and some of it's going to be a little more chaotic like Cranked and Blitz and some of the akimbo gameplay where I kinda have to go all in. The first thing that you want to know about this pistol is the first thing that everybody wants to know about it, and that's how much damage does it do. It deals 52 damage per shot up close, but will drop off to 25 damage at a distance. In Call of Duty Ghosts, this is a linear sloping drop-off, no more of the stair-stepping drop-off from Black Ops 2. That means that it will kill in 2 shots up close, but could take up to 4 at a distance. So the 2-shot OP pistols from Black Ops 2 are back to an extent, but that also means your sidearms are valuable again. The 2-shot kill range on this pistol is approximately 7.5 meters, and the 3-shot kill range is 12 meters. So all the way up until 7.5 meters, that's 2 shots and they're done. At up to about 12 meters, it's no longer going to be a 3-shot. We're going to transition into the 4-shot range, and it is always 4 shots to kill no matter how far away you are on the map or what attachments you're using. The headshot multiplier is 1.4x bonus damage for shooting somebody in the head. That's basically going to mean 1 less shot to kill at most ranges. The pistol shoots at 666 rounds per minute. That's the number of the beast, but it's kind of a rounding error when you do things in 1/3 and you have to write them up in numbers. But anyway, that's approximately 11 shots per second, and this is a maximum. It's a semi-automatic, meaning that every time you pull the trigger or hit the bumper or click the mouse, that's going to be 1 shot, and you'll be able to do approximately 11 per second as their maximum. However, if you go over that 11 shots per second and you start shooting it too fast and spamming it too hard, and if your trigger finger is too good, or if you're using mods, it will actually cause the pistol to fire slower by oversampling it. And I know that this is very annoying for players that have very good trigger fingers, but it's basically done to prevent people with modded controllers having 1200 RPM pistols like they did in COD 4. The M9A1's recoil is moderate amongst the pistol class. It's not the highest recoil pistol, but it's definitely not the lowest. It shouldn't be very difficult to master. It's mostly vertical recoil. One of the downsides it has is that it has the widest hipfire spread for pistols. For pistols, that's kind of an important part of your accuracy because a lot of times you are hipfire spraying them, and while it's not radically or drastically worse, it is a smidgen worse than other pistols, so that is important to keep in mind. The aim down sights time is the same as all the other pistols except the Magnum, and that's a weird one because it's off in its own special category, is 0.2 seconds, which is quite fast compared to all other guns in the game. The reload time is 1.75 seconds. This is just an average between the empty and the full reload times. It'll vary a little bit depending on how much ammo you have in your magazine, and the reload cancel time for this weapon is exactly 1 second. If you get the opportunity, if you master the skill, and if you get used to it, I would always recommend reload canceling. Magazine size is small compared to other weapons, but pretty normal for the pistols. Nothing really special to write home about at 12, and with extended mags it can go up to 18. Toward the end of the episode of In Depth, we're getting toward the subjective parts, and that's where I'm going to judge the iron sights. I'm going to say they're pretty good. They're not the best in the game. They're not the best pistol iron sights I've ever used, but they're certainly good. They're very usable. They're clear. They're not too cluttery. The muzzle flash isn't too much. It's especially minimal when you use the flash suppressor, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. But the iron sights are entirely usable and on the better end of the spectrum, but they are not the best iron sights in the game, nor the best among the pistol class. When it comes to how you should use this weapon or what attachments you should run on it, I recommend any of the barrel attachments. The barrel attachments are by far the strongest on this pistol. It has enough bullets in the magazine to kill lots of people at all sorts of ranges depending on how accurate you are. I'm assuming that you're very accurate. The fire rate is good. There's really no need for armor piercing on handguns because you don't need to be shooting through walls. Akimbo does not work very well in this game. There is a nerf to akimbo weapons, which I'll discuss later, but especially for this pistol I didn't find it to be very useful. The ones that really floated my boat were the flash suppressor, silencer, and muzzle brake, each one doing a different thing. The muzzle brake was my initial go-to because of the long range and especially the longer 2-shot kill range and 3-shot kill ranges, and while it did work quite well and the muzzle brake is a good attachment for this pistol, I didn't find it to be optimal. The flash was a little bit high, so I went and tried the suppressor, and this pistol actually makes an excellent suppressed weapon because it has the least damage drop at range. So if you're going to run a suppressed pistol, this is definitely the one that I would recommend, and I ran it with a silencer / suppressor. They're the same thing, just different names, and I managed to do pretty good. Interesting Interestingly enough, the one attachment that worked the best for me was the flash hider or flash suppressor, which neither silences your weapon nor increases its range, but just changes how much muzzle flash you see. And I'm gonna say it kind of worked. It was gotta get all of the muzzle flash reduction benefits of the silencer and none of the range penalties, and I was able to pick people off at pretty good distances. The only downside is that I was on the radar, but in my experience, that's what worked best for me, and I would recommend you trying out those attachments before moving into anything sillier like armor piercing or akimbo or tack knife or something like that. Well guys, that's all for this episode of In Depth. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that you learned something useful. If you'd like to check out the previous episode of In Depth, which is on the Deadeye perk, the one that potentially gives you extra damage, you can click the box on the left, it'll open in a new window. If you'd like to check out the next episode, which is going to be on the 44 Magnum, lots of interesting weird things going on with that pistol, that'll probably be tomorrow. You can click the box on the right, it'll open up as soon as the video is live. And as always, if you enjoyed the content, don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. Drifter out.